Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the BattleBots vs. Robot Wars Unbeaten Tournament, where we place the 8 unbeaten robots from Robot Wars Reborn and BattleBots Reborn into a tournament to see who the ultimate unbeaten robot is. I'm your host, the Barangoat, and before we get into the bracket, let's take a look at the 8 robots competing in this year's tournament. So now that you know the 8 bots competing in this tournament, let's take a look at the bracket. Over here we have the number 1 seed Panic Attack, the first unbeaten robot on the channel, and he will be taking on Yeti in the first of 3 first-round matches in the Robot Wars Arena. The only one that will not be in the Robot Wars Arena, Brutus versus Apollo. Brutus, the 30-0 robot, he's got the most fights from his recording. Over in this section, we have Golddigger taking on Diotoir, also in the Robot Wars Arena. A low-seeded battle. Who knows who's going to win that one? And then at the bottom here, it's Bombshell versus 13 Black in Robot Wars. And who knows how that one's going to go as well, the 2 seed versus the number 5. So we'll be starting in the top corner with Yeti versus Panic Attack.
Representing Robot Wars, the number 1 seed, Panic Attack. Representing BattleBots, the number 4 seed, Yeti.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And it's time for BattleBots vs. Robot Wars, the Unbeaten Cup to begin. Yeti and Panic Attack meeting at the center of the square in the Robot Wars arena, of course, since Panic Attack is the higher seed, getting the host in his arena. It looks like he's going for the pit release. Didn't like that first exchange with Yeti, perhaps, or maybe even the second. Now he backs into the pit, and it is deployed. Yeti with it behind him, but grinding away at the front of Panic Attack, and a lot of points being scored, but I can't tell who's getting more. And there's a tooth on the ground from Yeti. So Panic Attack causing the damage, although it didn't appear to be so. Yeti, the much bigger robot compared to Panic Attack. Oh, the big chunk of the drum has been ripped out by Panic Attack. And he's showing why he is the number 1 seed. Not really, because that was based on the timing, chronological order of who was unbeaten first. Oh, Yeti passing just over the pit. He got a little fortunate there. The loser, of course, will go to the loser's bracket where they will have a chance at a 5th place finish at best. Oh, and more, the drum is gone. But Panic Attack, I think, is smoking now. And sure enough, Yeti, despite missing part of his drum, oh, and he's won the fight! He's stuck in there, and he's got the damage, and he's through!
Well, it certainly wasn't the easiest fight for Yeti, but he somehow found a way to knock out the number 1 seed, and he goes on to the next round. So next up, we're going to go to the battle box for our one fight in this arena. It's Brutus versus Apollo.
Representing BattleBots, the number 3 seed, Brutus. Representing Robot Wars, the number 7 seed, Apollo.
Let the bot battle begin between Brutus and Apollo with a box rush that sent him flying into the wall, and then a big flip as he gets under Brutus early on here. Apollo, the 2016 Robot Wars champion, going unbeaten in episode 15 of the series, and proving why with that very powerful flipper. Brutus struggling now that he's inverted 2 of the back wheels touching there. The front 2 spinning aimlessly as the blade digs into the ground. Another big flip from Apollo as he skids across the box. And another big flip. Apollo early in control of this fight. And Brutus doesn't know what to do. He's flipped again, shoved into the corner. He's really struggling to get going here. He's getting a little bit of a bite there on the side of Apollo to cause a little bit of damage. Who's under him again with another big flip? Brutus is just getting tossed around again and again. Apollo nearly flipping himself. Got to be careful. And another big shot. Oh, and he's caught on the wall. And he is able to get out of it, but now Brutus coming in for some damage. It looks like the only way Apollo is going to lose this fight is if he's careless. There's a bit of a careless flip there that got him stuck on the wall. He's got another flip. We better start keeping score. We're going to need a scoreboard capable of high numbers. Basketball, American football, I don't know. Because he's getting a lot of different pops in. Half pops, full flips, 180s, 270s, a little bit of everything. What a big flip that was. Brutus toppled again. Apollo's all over him so far, and another flip sends him flying. Brutus, the unbeaten robot who fought the most in his recording session. There's another big flip from Apollo. Brutus went 30-0 after a bit of an issue with Robot Arena 2, and Apollo is just tossing him around like it's nothing. Oh, and there's some damage there on Apollo. Well, we said some carelessness from Apollo would be his downfall, possibly, and part of his flipper is now broken and lying on the BattleBots floor. Perhaps if this was the Robot Wars arena, he could have gone for a pit or an outside of the arena flip, and maybe that damage wouldn't have happened, but he continues to topple Brutus over. He's been controlling this fight from start to finish, and we've got less than 30 seconds left. Brutus trying to do something to get himself back in this. He's caused some damage to Apollo. I think the ram plate's more than the actual blade, but Apollo has racked up the flips. And then he shoves Brutus into the wall. This might go to the judges. It looks like it will. One last little shove from Apollo, and that's going to be the end of the fight. It's going to the judges, and I don't know how they're going to call this, but I think we might know who won.
Well, Apollo took a little bit of damage, but he got a lot of flips in the 3 minutes. He gets the judges' decision victory, and he and Yeti will square off in the battle box in the next round. But it's time to go to the next side of the bracket, where we're back in the Robot Wars arena to see Diotoir and Golddigger duke it out.
Representing Robot Wars, the 6th seed, Diotoir. Representing BattleBots, seeded number 8, Golddigger.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So it's time for Golddigger and Diotoir to meet. Two bots, rather low seeds, and on opposite ends of the weight scale, Golddigger, despite getting a downgrade, still one of the heavier robots, and Diotoir one of the lightest. So, bit of a mismatch here. Golddigger going for the pit release. How will he fare in the unfamiliar Robot Wars arena? Diotoir pinning him against the pit release button. Trying to pin him, it's going to be tough with Golddigger having such an awkward body. He's also invertible. Maybe Diotoir is just trying to hold him to waste time so that he can't do any damage. Can't get that pickaxe swing. There's a mini pop from Golddigger. Golddigger, the creation from Madiator. Getting that weapon up to speed. The first and only fan bot, Golddigger, in the BattleBots Reborn series to go unbeaten. He did so with a bit of unlucky issues going against him. Diotoir trying to get something going, but he can't really get a grip to get a good flip with... Oh, there's a good pop. As I say it, those two snowplows in the front. Maybe Golddigger... Oh, and he's got a good little pop there. Not causing damage, but it did throw Diotoir off to the side. Another big little swiping shove. Diotoir trying to respond. Golddigger no swipey, he says. The pit's still open. Oh, and Golddigger shoving Diotoir. Oh, what happened there? He shoved Diotoir over, but then Diotoir was back and on his wheels. That could have been the end of the fight because Diotoir cannot self-right. Tries again to get a lift, trying to push Golddigger around. who's been in control of this fight. Golddigger's gotten a few pops, but Diotoir has been able to lift and do a little bit of pushing. There's another little half lift there as both bots tease with the flame pit. The flame coming out of the ground, looking to cause bots some damage. Oh, another pop from Golddigger, and Diotoir is close to going into the pit. If he's not careful, he's got to get out of that jam. Golddigger trying to shove him in. And Diotoir just about escaping, and Golddigger nearly running in. One of the wheels looked like it was over just for a second. But Diotoir shouldn't be hanging around there, and that's why Golddigger pits him, and he wins.
Diotoir gave Golddigger problems, but that pickaxe was swinging pretty hard, and it knocked him straight into the pit. What a result that was for Golddigger, and Mattiator, you're going to the next round. The final matchup of this first episode, we'll see the versatile Bombshell taking on 13 Black. Wonder what weapon Bombshell's going to choose, but that's the beauty of this robot. So let's go down to the box to see who the fourth winner of tonight is.
From BattleBots, seeded number 5, Bombshell. Representing Robot Wars and seeded number 2, 13 Black.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So it's 13 Black versus Bombshell, who has gone with the hammer contraption this time. The rebuilt 13 Black getting those fast blades up to speed, and Bombshell coming in, taking a few pecks at him. And it looks like 13 Black struggling to get away. Bombshell gets on the side, and it doesn't seem like 13 Black has the pace to fully get away, but both of those saws working as hard as they can, trying to cause damage. Bombshell got a good shot there on 13 Black. You can see the damage on the top. Those blades are kind of exposed to the Bombshell beak. Oh, and the Bombshell beak is gone! 13 Black has ripped off the iron spike, and Bombshell is basically weaponless now. Oh, what's that there? Wait a minute. 13 Black has lost a tooth. You can see him shaking now. And now Bombshell losing more parts. Goodness me, this is starting to take off a little bit. It looks like Bombshell's gone for the pit release. He's without his weapon. 13 Black has lost a tooth. He's still got one fully operational blade. Bombshell trying to push 13 Black around. What a fight this is. Oh, 13 Black nearly getting shoved towards the pit there. He's got to be careful. Oh! He's lost a blade! He's lost 2 blades! And 13 Black has been rendered weaponless. Bombshell causing damage with the ram plates. They have saved him big time in this fight, and now it's a pushing and shoving match near the pit. Bombshell nearly going in. Well, it was a good start from 13 Black, who was able to take off that spike on Bombshell. In the end, it hasn't mattered. And 2 weaponless robots will push and shove for the last minute. Who is going to prevail in this fight? Bombshell trying to get leverage on 13 Black. And it looks like he could win the pushing battle. And he's trying very hard. He can get to the side there, but that's about it. 13 Black is trying to fight back. Bombshell's got him close. Inching him closer. Ooh, 13 Black backed out in the last second. Ooh, Bombshell now getting himself in the jam. He's able to escape, or is he? Ooh! These bots are getting close to the pit. It's such a risky factor trying to bait your opponent there. Less than 10 seconds left. It's going to the judges at this rate. Unless there's a last shove towards the pit. And it looks like there will not be.
Cease.
It's going to the judges. They'll have to decide who will face Golddigger.
Both bots losing a lot of parts there. It's gone down to the judges, and their decision after calculating all of the damage that was earned from both robots, it really was a pushing and shoving match in the end. And that pushing and shoving match has given the victory to Bombshell. He will be in the next round, and unfortunately 13 Black can only finish as good as 5th place. Speaking of 5th place, and the winner Bombshell moving on, let's take a look at the brackets. It will be Panic Attack and Brutus in one matchup for 5th place. Diotoir and 13 Black will also be the other matchup there. The losers will compete for 7th, the winners will compete for 5th. Both of those matchups will be in the Robot Wars arena, but the winner's bracket is where it's at, isn't it? So we've got Yeti and Apollo who will be fighting in the BattleBots. Only the second matchup there, whereas Golddigger and Bombshell, another BattleBots matchup, that's 3. So there's a very good chance after this first round that it's going to be a BattleBots winner of this tournament. Apollo, you've got some work to do, and we'll see how you do in the next episode. I am the Barangoat.